Hi, how about that? Welcome to Shooting the Shit with Ron and T.
Today,
I want my money.
welcome to Shooting the Shit with Rhonda and T. Tonight we are reviewing Raising Kanan. Season
Power Book 3.
There you go, all of that.
Season 2, Episode 8. But before we get started, D, Holloman, whoever gonna do it?
Tell them what to do, Holloman.
Smash that thumbs up on subscribe watching Essie.
You gotta do that.
You know what that means?
I don't know, but I'm scared.
Slice that like button.
Slice the like button.
Now that.
Got it. All right, so Kanan,
I'm
picking up with, last episode, Marcus then hired the 2 Italians to go after Tony. Pause.
What's up?
So anyway, Marvin and then went behind the mob boss's back, hired his son to put a hit on Tony. They flubbed it. The mob boss's son gets murked, and his homeboy, the prejudiced one that was trying to shoot Kanan back at the cabin, he gets away. He's shot. So he walking down the street. That's where we pick up. He's walking down the street with a hole in him, dripping all over everything, but he manages to get himself to the hospital. Yay.
Oh, I was hoping he didn't make it.
I mean, you ain't the only one that was hoping. So, after Lil Mama goes and tells Rock like what was going down with her mama and Kanan, Rock went over there and confronts this lady as she should. Now she didn't open the door and she told the lady to stay away from her son. Her nasty self gonna act like she didn't know what she was talking about. But once Rock pulled out her Glock, I think she understood that she was not playing to stay away from her son. Now, Famous, this is at his apartment, building. He down in the hallway because apparently Famous don't be at school. He just be at the crib all the time. So he's down the hallway watching Rock like press this lady. And, she understood. She understood, that she was messing with the wrong kid. And
they say that's what she do. They say that's just a lot of them she been messing with.
So nasty. I mean,
She's just a neighborhood perv, huh?
You grow up always being programmed to be protecting your daughter from predators, as you should. But there's a lot of female predators out here. And, here in Florida seems to be at the daggone elementary school, because I can't tell you how many teachers be getting in trouble for hooking up with the students.
That's crazy.
And unfortunately, what it is does, like, I think, because boys think they want it, it gives them a really messed up idea of how relationships go. I think it screws with them because their experience is not out of young love. It's out of some perverted nonsense.
Right.
But Rock straighten that out. That won't be a problem. Her work is never done. In the midst of all the stuff, she got to go handle the neighborhood part. On the way out, she told Famous to take his ass to school because, like I said, he apparently doesn't go to school. Does he really?
I don't ever see her son go to school either, though. Why
Kanan walks up and down the street with his backpack. He don't be at school no more. He ain't been at school
drugs and stolen money and all kind of stuff.
He got a lot going
on. School.
He got a lot going on.
Sure.
So back over.
Remember when it first started, he was smart.
He was finna go to the smart school.
Right. All that went out the door.
He should have done that. I bet you while he was at the beach, he would have went to the smart school. But I mean, would it have done any good? Because Rock is still his mother. People grow up, had their kids growing up in the household, and the husband be beating on the wife, or all kind of street shit be going on. You try to act like your kids ain't gonna be affected by it. Look at Tariq over here. He in college, but he's still a drug dealer.
Right.
I guess we over in Jersey. We spending a lot of time in Jersey, and Unique confronts Marvin about that shit. Like, nigga, you know what happened, right? You know that this is gonna be a problem because the big boss, like, his son is no longer with us. He has been murked in a situation that you put into play. Why is Marvin so stupid? Why is he so dumb?
I mean, he been consistent. You know what I'm saying? He been consistent from the beginning. He ain't never
And
disappointed.
And none of these hitmen like him, Lou, all of them, they sure be missing. I don't know what it is, why they can't get it right, but they suck, all of them. Anyway, Marvin is nervous because Nick is trying to tell him like, yeah, this ain't gonna go well for you. You're in big effing trouble. I'm just trying to tell you. And Marvin is like, well, maybe, you know, the other guy is like dead. And he was like, well, if there's no body, then, you know, he's still talking. So you should be worried. And he is very nervous. So Kanan is sitting out on the block. I don't know what he's doing, waiting on the bus. I don't know what he's doing out there sitting on the curb, but Scrap's mother barreling down the street, flips the Yui right quick, like she act like she was the police or finna do a drive-by. She had him very nervous. And she pulled up on Kanan and is like, what is going on? Like, you know, what is Rock doing about Scrap? Because, you know, she should be upset. And she should. Listen, the streets need a body. Ain't that where we started? The streets need a body. And y'all let Scrap, you know, take one and then, you know, then left it alone. Like wasn't Scrap like high up in the organization, or did
That's
she be a
gonna
problem?
come back and bite Rock in the ass. That right there. Y'all sitting up there playing her like, oh, she's just a mom who upset. That's gonna come back and get your ass.
She's not, because she's a gangster too. Like once she running the daggone, like she hood. She's not like the other mama that be going to church on Sunday. This is a street mama.
She the street mama and she informant. So she got both on your side, on her side, the streets and
Lord,
the police.
that's right. The mama over there talking to the police.
Yeah, that's gonna backfire.
Well, Rock got so much going on. I don't know how she keeping track. Oh, she's made an appearance, y'all.
She just won't be loved. Okay.
We're gonna have to add 50 to the lineup. This was so disturbing. So Laverne goes to visit her mother.
Oh, I hated this part.
Oh my God. And so when she gets there, she walks into her mother's apartment. It's all dark, and it looks as though the whole damn congregation is standing in the daggone living room because they finna pray the gay away. She done walked into a gay intervention. So we've seen over this short period of time how her mother has been out buying her dresses and trying to, you know, soften her up a bit. And apparently now we finna go for the gusto. And these creepy ass people tied her to a chair, showed her porn, and spanked her hand with a paddle.
And then they were showing her the porn. Like, was that supposed to turn her on? Like,
I have never heard of like an intervention that involved porn before. Is that supposed to make me not like it?
Well, I guess one was supposed to make you like it, and one was supposed to make you not like it.
I mean,
they was like good porn, bad porn.
I'm a sinner. It was all entertaining to me. If y'all would stop slapping my hand and bring me a cocktail, I might enjoy this little video that y'all got here. That's just so weird and so unfortunate. So
and then her mom would be like, "Don't slap her." Well, what did you have a conversation with them? What all of this intervention was gonna be?
Don't slap her. Don't tie her to a chair, and don't show her porn. Did you even have any kind of conversation with her?
No conversation. Did you with them before you agreed to do this? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, that didn't work. All it did was, you know, turn Laverne against her mother, and it's like, you haven't been her life this whole time. And she shows up in your life and does everything you want her to do to be not who she is. She walking around with her hair out and tight dresses on and all of this stuff that, you know, that's not who she is, just to please you. And you take the opportunity that you have to get to know your daughter and let some freako weirdo people.
Look, she gave the little boy her phone number. Like, that wasn't good enough for you? Like, geez.
Is he the one that snitched on her? Or just, I guess her mama knew all along. That's why
her mama knew. That's why she was happy to see her give him the number, but it's too much. It was too much.
Y'all gonna have to quit like selling your daughters off. If they say they don't like the boy, they don't like the boy. Don't
And I
like try
didn't
to
like him
force
either
her.
with his ugly
And he was
comments
a
and stuff.
jerk. Like, why are you forcing? Even if she wasn't gay, you shouldn't want her to be with him. He was not a
No.
nice boy. Jeez.
No.
Anyway, that was just really messed up because, like I said, I don't think it was so. I don't even think she felt the pain. To be honest, I think she was just so hurt that
She ain't felt them little taps. She
yeah.
was just, like you said, she was more hurt that it was her mama doing it.
Again, like you failed me again.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you didn't come find me. It ain't like you looked for me.
Right.
And you right here. You back in New York and you right here.
Been here.
Been here. So we see Lou and his little chica. Just when I thought I couldn't stand the other chick, this girl's even worse.
She's worse.
Okay. She's awful. So he confronts the radio dude because he ain't heard his stuff in the rotation. That music business is dangerous. It don't even matter. You could just be spinning records and you might end up with a gun down your throat because that's what happened to him. He was finna go to his car and Lou pulled up with old girl. He ain't heard his song on the radio.
And let's be honest, the song is garbage.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to spin that record. So now I'm getting threatened. The song is garbage. Stop.
And she ain't that cute.
No.
She's very basic. I can walk down my block because I live in Puerto Rico-ish. I could walk down my block and find 6 bitches better than that one.
And then not only that though, she has no personality. Like, you ain't gotta be a bad chick, but for you to have a singer, she's very boring when she
gotta have something.
She has no pizzazz, nothing to her, nothing to make her stand out.
J-Lo can't sing, but we like J-Lo. I like J-Lo.
I mean, I get it. I
J-Lo?
get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I like J-Lo. I respect her hustle. She can't sing, but she's a performer. I enjoy watching her dance and stuff. I don't have to see her movies and stuff, but she giving it work. Like, I don't know what this girl got going on. So anyway, Lou is blinded by whatever. He didn't even act like he really wants the coochie that much. Every time she be throwing it left and right, he be acting like he ain't even really trying to get it.
We really don't. So what are we doing, Lou?
And then she's a little crazy because when he put the gun in that man's mouth, she was giggling like, "God, she's into this street shit." Until she ain't.
Still don't
So keep your
understand
eye on
her
her.
and Cartier. We still don't understand that, honestly, though. What was she doing with him? I still don't got that full story. But she a little crazy.
Well, speaking of Cartier, I'm glad you said that because I've been calling this nigga Cashmere. Cashmere, Cartier. The nigga name, mama name you Hollywood. I'm gonna call you Hollywood. So him and Rock are at dinner, and he's on the phone having this conversation about his boy that's been locked up. And da-da-da-da-da. Like, I really feel like he thinks he's impressing Rock.
We're not doing that. I'm sorry. Get down. I feel like I don't know what it is.
Somebody came to your house?
No. I don't know why she just started barking. Okay, stop. Okay.
So anyway, I feel like Cartier thinks he's impressing her, and really, she taking all your information. You should stop talking in front of Rock because she's working behind your back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She's not your girl. He think he's finna get some ass. I don't think he's definitely not getting that. She's not moved. She's just taking what you're saying and storing it somewhere in her Rolodex because that's how she is.
She sure ain't going from Symphony to Hollywood. That ain't finna happen. That's not even in our.
That's funny because I mean, for me, it would be the other way around.
What, Hollywood for Symphony?
Yeah, Symphony is cute enough, I guess, but I'm into something different.
Nah. I'm gonna pick Symphony over Hollywood.
Well, you know who I'm gonna pick. Not neither one of them niggas. I'm gonna pick your boy.
I don't like him either.
Unique is like somebody. Everything about him says like, stay the hell away. And yeah, I probably wouldn't.
I don't like him.
Well, that's okay. That's why we love each other, because we would never ever clash on that. You know?
Oh no.
That would never be a thing. Anyway, Detective Howard down to the police station snitching on Bert because she done found out that she's investigating him, and I'm glad he did it because she thinks she's so darn smart. So what she's investigating nothing. Like, this has nothing to do with nothing. You just decided what is that it gonna do for you? Honestly, what is that gonna do for you?
Nothing. He got shot. You just got to be the one to figure out.
At the end of the day, he can still be like, that wasn't him. It wasn't him. So now what?
I know, right?
You gonna believe my word over a crackhead? This right here ain't got nothing to do with that right there. I didn't, you know. So
right.
Anyway, I'm glad he's telling on her because I can't stand her. Kanan goes to visit Famous. And Famous tells him that, yo, your mother was over here pressing on the old lady down the hallway. She, you know, presses lady to the point where, you know, I don't think she's going to be hanging out with you anymore. So Kanan goes storming down there to the lady's door. The lady like, oh, no, little boy. Like, I can't be fooling with you because your mama said she's going to kill me. And I think she's not kidding. So thank you, no, thank you. Kanan is so mad. Like, he is completely beat, whooped, twisted. He's turned out.
Yeah, he's banging on the door and open up the door. I love you.
I think he was more mad about that than he was about the paternity.
He was.
Dang. She done got all up in the bed with him. He can't get the good thing no more. That's messed up, right?
That'll do it to you.
I mean, anyway. While he was down there, Famous was in his backpack looking through things. And Famous found a paternity test. He's like, what you doing with this? Don't you know that what's his name? What's his name? Head crack? What's his daddy's name?
DEFCON.
DEFCON. DEFCON is your daddy. What you need a paternity test for? So Kanan has been walking around this whole time and he ain't looked at the paperwork. He ain't want to know.
Come on now. You know that'd be the first thing you look at.
So as soon as that man pulled off, I would have been the scene what that paper said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess he didn't want to know the truth because he knew, you know, he knew that would prove his mother and all the other things that the kids that his mother is. So the people are going to the Italian's house to pay respects, you know, for the boy getting killed. And Unique goes over there and he asks him, like, do you know anything about what happened, you know, to my son? Like, keep your ears to the streets because whoever was with him, I need to find out who that was. And Unique is pretty much like, y'all ain't finna have me in the middle of this foolishness. Y'all told me I was finna be the street boy and I'm finna be the street boy. I'm finna be the flyest street boy though you got because the gear is on point. He just don't look like somebody that should be, you know, at the stash house. Mm-hmm. That ain't gonna last long. So we back at the studio and Ziza is begging Lou for the deed. Lou say he ain't really interested. Like, I don't want it. I don't want none of that kitty cat. And she's like, do you know like how many niggas would really want to get with this? And he's like, I'm not.
They gonna give it to him.
I'm sure she has and does. Like, you know. So then her song comes on the radio, and lucky for her, now he's ready to celebrate. So she gets some celebratory D. He threw her a bone, literally.
I don't even want it now.
I mean, how many times you gonna sit there and tell him, here it is, come get it, and he's like, no, thank you. One no thank you, that's all it is. I just go in the studio. That's all we gotta do. We can make these records. Be having me looking a damn fool out here trying to throw some cootie cat at you, and you're talking about not today. I'm too busy playing with my little drum machine. Detective Burke got called to the police officer's captain's office because she's in trouble.
Good.
And Detective Howard said, I don't know what he wants you for. Maybe he's taking away overtime because I think that's what's been happening. She finds out that's not the case. She in there running, investigations privately, and he is like, if you don't cut that shit out, it's gonna be a problem. Now you got that girl's mama and daddy on your ass. They think you got something to do with that girl's death. And you do be following little girls around the neighborhood, Detective Burke, asking them questions like, the way you do things make you look guilty of things that you're not guilty of, but you kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And so that's that on that. And I'm pretty sure that last week when Howard went to go talk to her daddy, he put that bug in her ear. She don't know who she messed with. Girl, you're not from the streets.
You're a rookie. Stay in the rookie place.
And that information just gonna get you killed. Cause
Yeah.
the people you trying to talk to, they don't mind,
Yeah, and it's crazy. And even the police that you talking to, like that girl told you, don't nobody like internal investigation. What is you doing?
Yeah. Cause you're about to get one of your own in trouble.
Mm-mm.
Or is she? I don't even think she, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that what was gonna happen? Not really, no.
No.
Anyway, child. All they got is the word of a crackhead. And I mean, how far is that really gonna go? Because they keep talking to him and he gonna come up missing too.
Right.
That's just how it is. So Rock is sitting in the car, and it sounds like she's stabbing Hollywood in the back. Seems as though the person that Hollywood said he wanted to let sit there in jail, she just said she needed this nigga released as soon as possible. I guess trying to get him to be loyal to her. And after he got beat up, first she had Hollywood beat him up. Then she went behind his back and was like, you need to come work for me. Now she's getting him out. And that's why Hollywood needs to keep his mouth shut.
The same dude.
Yes. So Hollywood needs to stop. He's so busy trying to talk and impress Rock that he's telling his business, and it's not gonna work in his favor.
I told y'all he don't be shit in nothing that he be in. Nothing that no show I ever seen him in, he ain't shit. And the thing about it is, no, old boy from Greenleaf.
Oh.
So, light skin. And so he gonna turn on her. He ain't got no lawyers. He ain't.
She's so messy. Like, she be making decisions, and we talk about it when it comes up. But there's a reason why she's never gonna win. Anyway, while she's sitting out there, Kanan pulls up. You drove over to the house. You made this boy take the bus. How come you couldn't pick him up from where he was and ride him over to the house?
Well, we know he wasn't at school.
Well, he done took the bus over there, and she's like, this is the new house, and Kanan he's really not feeling Rock in this moment. So she's trying to have a whole house reveal, and Kanan is like, I'm from the South Side. That's good enough for me. I ain't even trying to, do all that. And he confronts her about checking his old lady, like, why you went over to homegirl and shut that shit down. And she explained to him, like, she is a predator. She's been doing this to other boys too. And he like, she ain't do nothing I ain't want her to do. And he's like, she was like, well, you feel like that now. And he's like, how do you know how I feel? Now he's like checking everything, she says. And she was like, he said something like, or maybe you do know how I feel. Because now he's checking her about Detective Howard. Like, obviously, you've been in a relationship with somebody much older, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. So maybe you do know how I feel. And she's like, what you trying to say? I don't like the way you saying that. And then he hit her with another one. So Scrappy's mom came by. You
were just pow.
And she was like, she's grieving a son that took himself out, and she can't, accept it. Sometimes the truth hurts. He like, oh really? Now he's triggered. The truth hurts. Yeah, because she keeps keeping the truth from you. So he's like, now he's just disgusted. I'm not staying here. I'm going to stay at Famous's house. I'm not staying with you. And he bounced. He's mad. And she stayed in her hard, demeanor until he walked out the door. And then she was like, damn, like the shit's hitting the fan. Yeah.
Mhm.
At some point, Rock, you keep throwing shit up in the sky, that shit's gonna come back down on your ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the Italians are at the bar having a memorial for Marco, like Italian style, or kind of like the Irish did, over there on Power Tommy universe. Yeah, I guess that's how they have a memorial. All the niggas get together and pour a little one and salute Marco. His daddy said he was a dumbass, but it is what it is. So while they having the memorial, homeboy comes in there, one of his men, and was like, "Oh, we know it was Dominic that was with Marco." Dominic seems to be like the dummy of the group because he keeps getting
Yep,
into
because he
trouble.
was like, of course, it was damn Dominic.
It was Dominic, that nigga. My son is dumb, and he carrying this dumb nigga with him. Both of them dumb. So of course, like the Italians need to have a conversation with Dominic. So they go over to the hospital and, they asking him questions. He's all apologetic and, he wants to know like who put the hit out. Dominic said straight out of his mouth, that nigga bitch, her brother. The nigga bitch from New York, her brother is the one that put the hit out. So Big Boss is mad. Marvin has got to go. But Dominic, your ass has got to go too. I don't know what he was thinking, So, after they get the information, homeboy sends a few hitmen back to the hospital and they take Dominic out of his misery. I'm glad to see him go. He was a waste of space anyway. So,
It really was. It
R.I.P.
was about
Dominic.
time.
So Jukebox is back at her house. She's burning all the shit that her mother gave her. I'm glad that she just let that shit go. I'm glad that Jukebox just like, your mother, you ain't been in my life all this time, and there's no point in holding on to whatever that is you got going on over there. You go ahead over there with your holy rollers and y'all watch all the porn you want and beat each other up. I don't know, sounds freaky to me, but that's what they over there doing. So Marvin walks up and sees her burning the stuff, and they have a moment, her and Marvin. She's not ready yet, but she's kind of softening up to him a bit because I guess she's looking at it like he's a fuck up, but he been here at least this whole time.
That. Yeah. He ain't that.
He ain't that. So Kanan went to Famous house. Famous wasn't there, so he ain't had nowhere else to go but to his daddy's house. So he done went over to his daddy's house because he needs somewhere to stay. And of course, his daddy let him stay there. He spends the night there, and the next morning, Detective Howard wakes him up, and he wants to know like what's going on. And Kanan isn't really sharing anything with him. He just let him know like him and Rock ain't getting along, so that's that on that. And now I need to escape out the back door because I can't let anybody see me coming out the cop's house in the middle of the day. I don't know what's gonna come of that. I feel like this whole thing with Marvin, mending things with Juke has made me feel like his ass was finna go anyway. Like this whole episode, I was feeling like Marvin is gonna die. One of them gonna die, Lou or Marvin. And
I said Marvin. I said the same thing this whole time. I was like, oh, he's making amends with Juke because he's finna die. They just now getting it together, and then it's gonna be over for him. So
yeah. I mean,
he changed. He worked on his anger management and all that.
He's doing such a good job too.
Mm-hmm.
So, Marvin confronts Kenya on Juke's behalf, and he's pretty much telling her like, you ain't been here her whole life. Now you want to save her soul. Bitch, save your own soul. And when he called her out on leaving her for a ball player and not giving a damn, she slapped him. And when she slapped him, Juke jumped out of the car and, pretty much confronted her on some, you keep that shit. You go over there and pray with them freaks, and y'all can save all the souls you need to save, but, I'm going to be me. That's how I'm going to be.
And she probably was like, Daddy, fight back. That we
Don't
know.
mess around and get punched here.
Right. It's a
And
good
that was
thing he
another
did his
thing that
anger
made me
management.
feel. I was like, so now her last memory of her father is of him, defending her against, her mother.
Yep. Yep.
They were sitting in the car and he was apologizing and the whole nine. And he wanted to talk, but she's not ready to talk yet. I wonder if she's gonna regret not having that conversation. She was very high in her emotions. And she was like, we can talk, but now is not the time. Like she's still processing everything that's going on. So that he pulled out his best therapy verbiage, because he was like, okay, I'll hit you later. Okay, not hit you. But, he was, all the stuff that he learned at therapy, she had to laugh because she knows him.
Right.
And, he was trying to be the good guy. So that made me feel good. I was like, oh, he gonna die. He gonna die, y'all. He gonna die. So in the midst of all of the, gangster shit that Rock is doing, she had time to stop at the grocery store, always dressed to the nines. She's in the grocery store just like, like she about to hit the street. And what is wrong with her? So she decides she gonna go confront Burke and ask her about her relationship with Detective
After
Howard.
you just got in trouble with the captain and you still ain't stopping. Like
that's
what
enough
you
to
said
make you
meant
get
nothing to
taken
her.
out right then. Like that right there could have ended you.
Yeah.
You asking about being an informant. Are you out of your mind? She's
crazy. She's crazy. Be done with her.
I'm done with her. I wish it was her instead of Marvin, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. So Jukebox gets back to the crib. She sees Kanan packing his stuff. Kanan has had it. He can't trust Rock. He's packing his stuff. He going to stay with Famous. She was like, Famous is a whole crackhead. I don't know why you think that's gonna be a good spot for you to be in. But I mean, I get it. He can't. Everything that Rock says feels like a lie to him. And I mean, if it's your mother, you can't trust your own mama. That has to be so hard. That changes the way you think about everybody. Everybody, because that's the one person you're supposed to be able to trust. And so Rock has lied to him over and over and over. Now he knows that she set him up to go, kill Howard. Yeah. She don't even know, like, at this point, he's like, I don't even know if it was what it was for. Like, I don't even think it was necessarily about me. And it probably wasn't. It probably was about he getting on my nerves. So who better to take him out, kill two birds with one stone. So he just don't trust his mama. He's right not to. She's not to be trusted. So the gang meets up at the crib over in Jersey because the boss has said he wants to speak to Rock alone. They don't even really know the details of what happened with this whole home invasion. To them, it's just a story that had happened, word on the street. I heard something went down. She's like, so, homeboy wants to meet with me. She's asking Unique, why is that? Unique looks at Marvin, ask him. Marvin is like, whoa. So what happened was, he explained, how he, this nigga hired the hitman that was homeboy's son.
I don't even know why he got such a hard on chasing old girl. Like you didn't get in trouble, so just let her go.
I think it was because she was showing up in the society papers, and if the lawyer can find her, the cops can find her. Then once they find her, he was trying to make sure there was nobody to testify against him. He could have did a better job at that, doing that himself. He could have just
now
her.
because now
it's
she
going
did,
down.
and oh boy, like she didn't do anything. That was a big story.
Yeah.
And this is a dentist girlfriend. Like now was
now the investigation's about to be opened back up, but I don't know that it's gonna matter because Anyway, he's stimming and stuttering, and Rock is like, oh shit, now I got some more of this nigga's mess to fix. Anyway, so Rock meets up with the Italian boss. They meet up at a bar. It's funny, Italians always got to tell a story. He's telling a story, about how he met his wife and blah, blah, blah. Before he gets to the meat of everything, to let her know. Marvin hired, his son. He went around him. If he would have came to him directly, it would have been different. I feel like Marvin knows that. I feel like both Marvin and his son knew that that was not how things were supposed to be handled. Because if he would have came to him, he would have told him, hell no, we're not getting involved in your shit.
Exactly.
But that's not what happened. So because he went around him, he's like, we're gonna make this even and your brother gotta go. And Rock is like, your son got hired to do a job and he fucked it up. That ain't, and I agree with her on that one. Like, why are we killing Marvin? This nigga went in there and did a job and didn't do the, due diligence. And if he had done that, he would have known somebody else was in the house, but he didn't do that.
He a mess up. It ain't our fault. He took the job. He could have said no.
Right.
Your son went behind your back.
Your son went behind your back. Right. So, but he don't want to hear nothing like that. And he basically is telling her, like, because she's like, no, go, that's not what it is. Sorry about your loss, but your loss ain't my loss, and my loss ain't your loss. And he's like, why are you like this? Is it because you work in an industry that's run by men? And and I was like, he's uncomfortable with the size of her balls. Like, this is why Rock will never win. Because Hollywood, Cashmere, Cartier, whatever his name is, they always gonna look at her like she's a woman, so she can't really be in charge, little lady. Yep. And unfortunately, fortunately, like, she's really attractive, so that works in her favor. But it seems like, oh, just be pretty. Don't worry about don't worry about being a boss. You don't have to, because
Yeah.
So she explained to him, this is who I am. It ain't got nothing to do with your little dick. I'm a boss, bitch, and that's what it is. She kind of, I guess, Rock, you messy though. You know.
It's gonna back up on you though, but okay.
You got a lot of stuff pending. You know what I'm saying? You know how you play that game and you be pulling the things out, hoping it won't tumble over. She got one more pin to pull and the whole shit's gonna fall flat. I feel like we know that Kanan is a terrible person. I keep saying that. I feel like this is that episode where everything is getting ready to be different.
The time, especially the sweet Kanan is gonna disappear.
And everybody, Juke, this is so okay. Let's just say this right quick. So Marvin goes to the therapy lady because he's having some good things going in his life and he wants to share it with her. So he rolls up to her and lets her know that I don't want to always come to you when I have, when I'm dealing with a bad issue. This is kind of a good thing and I want to share it with you too. And they're already kind of crushing on each other. So they go walking down the street and they're having a sweet moment. And of course, the Italians come from behind the corner and start shooting. Now, these niggas hit the deck. We don't know who's dead and who's, because that's where they leave us.
Right.
But yeah, that's why I feel like everything's gonna be turning, because Juke had this very, emotional, heart-wrenching moment with her mother and how that whole thing fell apart for the second time. You feel like I've now known my mother my whole life. And then when I finally get a chance to meet her, she crushes me all over again on some bullshit because she can't love me for being just me. She didn't even get a chance to know who I am, honestly. She never got a chance to know who Juke is. And, as a person, she wanted to change her immediately. We're going to change your clothes. And as soon as we ungay you, then you'll be okay. Then the whole thing with her father and their relationship falling apart and mending back together. If he's dead right now, that's gonna, she's always gonna be forever different.
Yeah.
We know she ended up being a cop, so Kanan moved out. So they're no longer under the same roof. You know what I'm saying? So their relationship, I don't know, is it gonna kind of, obviously if she's going the route as the police and he's going the route as the opposite of that, they can't. And then what's going to happen with him and his daddy? This feels like the episode where everything just kind of,
we're coming to a head. What episode are we on?
8? Is it 8?
So we're getting close to the end. So
what is there? Usually there's 10. Man, Yeah, this is episode 8, so there's probably 10. So we're looking at a couple more episodes. These
Mhm.
episodes better be no filler. This had to be the filler. This had to be the transition.
This
So
was right.
we're gonna see what happens after that.
Child. This mama ain't been shit from the beginning, huh?
Nope.
And then they found Crown. Did you say that?
I did not. They found Crown's body.
Yep. I'm like, well, there you go, Lou.
Lou, so raggedy. But I mean, he can blame it on the Jamaicans. But they're gonna be looking at him like, so you just inherited this whole studio and Crown is missing. You wasn't looking for him or nothing.
Right. Yeah, his last thing I knew, Crown ass went on vacation. Hell, I ain't know what happened to him. I don't know.
That girl knows. And if he crosses her, she
And
gonna
you
be
already
holding
not
the
giving her
hostage.
none.
Every time she wanna get pounded, he better do it or else it's gonna cost him.
And the man, her seeing it, I knew that shit is gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire because she saw everything.
But you know that miniature empire, it has to crumble.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
And then
that
you
was
still
it.
got Neek. I still don't trust Neek worth the damn.
Nick at least is not pretending to be trusted. I think he's just like, I mean, I don't trust these white boys though. So I gotta,
He's still coming after
he's playing his position.
he's still coming after her. She gotta pay for him losing his empire and sending him to jail. Like he
He's
ain't
just gonna
forgot
take
about
over
that.
hers. He's just gonna take over hers because she's not prepared to do it.
All right, y'all.
And you know what? He's a man, so they'll let him come right back in there because she wasn't supposed to be the leader anyway. You know, they keep on. It's her and all them niggas.
Child. Well, we'll see, y'all. Do you gonna close us out? Okay, tell me.
Subscribe to our channel.
Sorry, y'all.
See you.
My crazy house.
See you on the next one.